Surely you're all warm, ready to go? Yes, of course you are. Righto. Shisoshin. Now, I know some of you have done this quite a lot and others are pretty new, so we'll go through it step by step to make sure everyone's doing the same thing and everyone's doing it right. Okay, so from the start, right foot forward into Shisoshin arch. You have your left hand on top of your right, just like every other card, which means that when you drop, your right hand is underneath, which means your right hand is dominant, which means your right foot is going, which means your right hip is the one we work with. So even though we're using both hands, because our right foot's going, our right hip's going, and our right hand is the dominant one, which means we turn a little bit towards our left, and then we come back out to the center. Drop, not down, straight across, right hip forward, up, down. Make sure it's up, down. So it's not a Chudanuki that goes out and back. We're doing open hand that goes up and back. Up and out and back. Speed, into position. Good V with your arms. Easy as that. Should take you about 20 seconds. Go, right hip, going forward. Okay, so it's very easy with something like this just to rush through the start of it because it seems so simple and it seems like it's not really that important to do with the rest of the card. Make sure we go from down, there, hip, foot does a good circle, hands follow that circle and come back to here. If I close my fists, fist in line with your shoulder, which means your fingers are above. Little finger on the line of the outside of your shoulder, elbows in nice and tight, right hip focused, lats focused, thumbs focused, then our left hand to strike. Left hip pulls back, which pulls it back, forward with your hip as well. So hip back, hip forward. I don't want you to go slow, fast. I want fast, fast. Fast, fast. Go, one strike. Fast, fast. Okay, key points for what we need to think about to start with. Fingers, wrists, perfectly straight. No cupping, no bending at your wrists. Perfectly straight. Elbows in. This is lazy. Elbows in. It should be tense underneath here and physically hard to hold that position. Now, my center's straight down here. When I strike with my left, that doesn't change. What you can do is you can do this and things change. This hand stays perfectly still. It only moves through here and strike. Slide forward fast. Now my left stays perfectly still and everything else moves. Slide forward, Shisoshin arch again. Right stays perfectly still, everything else moves. Head, feet, hand stays still. Everything else does the move. Go. So we're not flat. We're not flat. We're 45 degrees into there. Elbows in, hands up. Good. This one stays still. This one, Chudanuki Daichi, nice and straight line into there. In line with your arm, not to the center. In line. So when you strike, it's the line hitting just underneath chest into there, not to the center, to either side when you strike. Now, when you strike, you look at my feet, it has to be back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot. My balance doesn't change, but my weight has to transfer. If I'm striking that way, I have to strike that way. I have to just push my weight towards it. Back, forward. This is how you get power into your technique. Back, forward, but not back, forward. Balance doesn't change. Only your weight does. Back foot, front foot. Very subtle motion. Go, do all three. Just that little subtle change of weight from one foot to the other. Okay. So your accuracy of your technique is so important to be able to hit at one specific spot and hold it there. You get a lot of people that kind of have this movement when they hit the strike, and you'll never get that real exact hit and snap of your technique. It has to be relax, 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 hold, at one specific point and then back to there, rather than missing your target and having this movement. Tight, tight, and then move forward. So we go drop, right foot, hands out. Left hand, strikes, move. Right hand, strikes, move. Left hand, strike, and up. Drop, in. It's got to have two things to it. Drop, in. Hands nice and flat. Little finger first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, back, curl, in and out with your foot, and then in and out with your hips. Your right hip pulls your foot back, and then your left hip snaps to your hands in line with your knee. It's not just down. It's 1, 2, hips, go. Hip snap back. Okay, so it can't be the same time. So you can't be trying to go back and hit like this. You'll never get any hips into it. It'll just be that to that. It has to be 1, 2. 1, 2. Foot hits because you pull back with your hip, and then your hip goes again to snap. So then your hip can go again. Down and hip back, hip snap. Go. 2 hip movements. Okay. So we drop, we squeeze. 1, 2, 3. So it's not sideways, it is forwards. So if you look where I've gone from there, my back foot's on that line. I've only just gone to the outside of that line. It's not a massive step across. It's just to the outside of the line. So I'm there, which means I'm still in front of my opponent, but I've just pushed their arm across. Palm to your leg and straight down. This one, Chudaniuki position, hand open. Timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight away. Under. Block. Back. Snap. Real slow. Under. Block. Back. Snap. Even if you know this well, do it slow. Here, under, block, back, snap. Go, slow. Yeah, good. Nice one. Right, especially higher grades, you fall into the trap of having your tendencies and staying in your tendencies, and then you're not getting better. You're sticking with your same tendencies. You've got to work out what's going wrong and how to get it better. So to get there, we have to cover ourselves. So as our foot goes in close to the other one, my right hand should be down and my left hand should be up. So from there, my left hand goes up to cover my face and my right hand covers my groin. My elbows are then covering my center. My left hand then sinks inside the right one. Right one is your dominant block, which means your right one has the clear path and your left one goes on the inside. When you get to this point, your knees should be very bent because you're going from Zenkutsu-Arch, Zenkutsu-Arch, so there should be no change in height, which means when you get to there, it should be nice and bent to be able to snap out. Under, around. This one doesn't move. Then this one doesn't move. Then they both move. Cover, snap. 1, 2, 3. Go, get all that right. Good, okay, so a lot of things can go wrong when you do this bit. So because you get to this position here, and this bottom hand's going from all the way down here to all the way over there, it can fling, and you get this flicking motion. That's if you were using your arms. But when you're using your arms, it's very hard for this to stop at the perfect position. But when you're using your hips instead, it stops at that perfect Chudaniuki position. Elbow in, hand out, nice and tight, one fist away from your body. This one's straight down. But if it's your arm, you'll always fling it and it'll go flying. hips, instead. Under, block. Now, my center line is here. This one is just blocked past my center line. It stays there. Then this one's up, fingers up, and then all that happens is I snap my hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means this is perfectly straight up and down. My other hand is back to here, and I've gone from a perfect Zenkutsu arch that way to a perfect Zenkutsu arch that way. The only thing that's going that way is my head. Now, if you just watch this hand, fingers up, nothing changes. As soon as you try and use your shoulders, this one has to move, it has to change. But when it's your hips, nothing changes. Go. One thing that's really good about doing it like this, where I can see all your little screens, is because of the background and you're in the center of your little screen, I can see the line of where your bodies are. And what a lot of you are doing is your heads are here, and then your head's over here. So if you think about in the back of my garage door, I can have my head on this side, and then I can have my head on that side of the lines of the garage door. And that's what I'm seeing in your little squares. It should be from there, my head's down the center. My head's still down the center of the line of my garage door. Nothing changes. Center, center, center. I haven't gone anywhere. Center, 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 which means I can get my power and my speed because my body hasn't gone anywhere. Go, do it again. Good, now to get to go the other way, we have to change our hands, obviously. So if you think of my head down the line of my garage door again, we've gone from there to there. Same again, it comes back. To go forward, it still hasn't changed, it's still down the center. So from there, my left foot comes back and my left hand drops. Left hand foot comes back and my left hand drops, which means my right hand needs to go inside my left. Left drops, snap out. Under, grab, back, snap. Same again, my head's still down that same center, it hasn't changed. You know something's gone wrong if you're going over here, then over here, over here, over here. That's when something's gone wrong. Go. Okay, good, stop. Right, if you focus on your front knee when it comes to Zenkutsu arch, you're never going to get this balance down the center. So what a lot of people do is they throw off to here and they focus on this knee, then they change and they focus on that knee. Then they change and go that knee, and then that knee. When you change from knee to knee, your body has to shift and everything has to go with it, which is never going to be powerful. So when you go forward, it needs to be down, not over that front leg. Then when you change, you're still down there, which means nothing's changed. Then when you change again, it's down, and then down again. Don't focus on knees. Focus on this point, straight down the center. Speed-wise, it doesn't have to be fast. Just do it like this. Block, grab, snap. Block, grab, snap. Go, just do it that speed. So the most common mistake that I saw out of all that was your head and body going and going and going and going in this shift from knee to knee. So Zenkutsu arch, it has to be straight down the center rather than focusing from knee to knee. So we've gone back, there, block and snap. Left foot goes forward to be able to block and snap. Our right foot is our front foot. Our right foot is our front foot, which means we go up to our front foot. Hands don't change. Masuda arch, down, skinny Masuda arch, not a wide Masuda arch, skinny Masuda arch. From there, right hip to punch. punching over our right shoulder. From there, to there, to there. Hand stay down, hip, to there. Just get to there, go. Good, okay. Now, there's many different types of turns in Go-Drew. So this time, we're doing a spinning turn. So from here, our hips turn first, and our feet haven't gone anywhere. Then, our foot comes out. If you take something like Cypher is foot first, then your hips. Shisoshin, foot first, then your hips. Shisoshin is hips first, then your foot. Completely different. Top hand, your right hand covers past your groin as the other one pushes out straight. This one was coming from here. It went across my center line to push. Kutsin Kutsarach, straight out to the chest. Other hand down with your fingers up. So you're going from facing the front to facing the back. Try that, just a turn. Now, especially if you haven't done this before, it's very good to learn this sequence because it comes up in 2 more katas later on. So we've got to here, and the sequence is back, forwards, left, right. Back, forward, left, right. It's always back, forward, left, right. Another way to think about it is 180 degrees, 180 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. So if you can get this sequence right, then it's going to help you for later on in the kata. But this sequence is the same motion, but we're using this geidan and this chudan. So spin first, slow hands. Lift, hip first, slow hands. Lift, hips, slow hands. Lift, hips first, slow hands. Just like Senshin, fast feet, slow hands. Fast feet, slow hands. Fast, fast, slow. Fast, fast, slow. Fast, fast, slow. Back, front, left, right. And now be careful of this. We've talked about this quite a lot in the last couple of weeks, that both hands want to do the same thing. So if this one curves, this one wants to curve. You have to separate yourself. This one's a curve, this one's a straight. Lift, this one's a curve, this one's straight. Lift, this one curves, this one's straight. But your brain wants to do the same thing. It wants to go curve, curve. And this is what some of you are doing, I can already see. That one curves, this one starts from here and just goes straight out. But if you lift and it kind of sinks towards the center, it'll always curve. This one has to be straight. Curve that one, straight that one. Lift, curve that one, straight that one. Do it again, go, 4 directions. So from there, body stays in the center. When my front foot goes, it means my body hasn't changed. Then I just turn my hips, my body hasn't changed, and then I'm going to go from there across, but my body stays nice and straight. Lock, kick, open hand elbow. Nice and flat along the bottom, nice and straight. Now, what a lot of people do is they go up and then block. You don't have to do that. Just go straight into your block. Kakuke. Harari Sanchandach, straight into your block. Maigiri, straight out. Zenkutsudach, exactly the same as Geki Side Edge. But this time, open, open. 1, 2, 3. No bent wrists. Your elbow to the center. Sternum guard. Good Zenkutsudach. Balance down the middle. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so this is the trap that people fall into. Because this is a bit of a sequence that goes charging forward, a lot of people charge forward, causing problems. So because my balance is down here, it then should be down again, and then down again. All that happens is you just do that as a bit of a charge. Down, down, down. We don't charge forward, we charge down. Charge this time, go, but keep your balance down, into the ground. Okay, now to turn. It has to be a spinning turn again, hip first. So we've gone to here, we can't step from a long stance to a short stance. We're going from a long stance to a short stance, so we can't step. It has to be spin. Hip spins, foot comes. Our left hand is our sternum guard. Our left hand goes under to do our block. We spin around 180 degrees. Polaris arch and arch, our block. Same again, down, down, down. Straight wrists, elbow in, fingers tight, one side then the other, go. Timing. So all these are done slow, so you should be nice and slow to get to here and then pause and breathe. Then it should be 1, 2, 3. Then smooth. Then 1, 2, 3. Right, so get the timing right this time. Take a bit of the pause when you need to. Slow block on the turn. Now, you could spend hours on this next bit, but all I want you to get out of it is that when you come back to the center, you must have this horizontal position to there first, and your body should curl. You can't do this with a straight body. It's not straight up. It has to have this curling motion. Chop in, swing back up. 1, 2. Start straight, finishes straight, but in between times, we curl our body to get our power. Left hand goes horizontal. Right hand goes up the inside and snaps out with a good sternum guard. Straight wrists. Hand and foot together, and then hand and foot together. Just get the basics right. Right, then we turn. Same turn as we've done the whole other times. Hip first, foot follows. So this time it's our back hip, which is our left hip, which is connected to our left foot. It's not foot first, it's hip first. When it's hip first, your foot can then stop in a really good position. When it's foot first, it's very easy to keep going and lose your balance. So from here, our hands are going to shoot through again, right hand underneath. Hip first. To then take us round. So if I'm doing it the other way around, hip first, brings us to Nicoesh arch, to then swing around. Finishing, Hanari Nicoesh arch. Elbows in. This time, palms flat to your face. Elbows in, same height as your shoulders. But the turn is the most important thing. Your arms create the turn, and your hip creates the turn. And if you do that, you should be able to stop perfectly there. If not, you'll keep going. Right hand underneath, and around. And you want to spin as fast as you can, and stop in a perfect stance. Okay, stop. Now, you'll always have problems with spinning if your height changes. So if you're going up and down, you've got this curve, which is no good. It has to be low, 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 low. You notice my balance is here, balance is there. So when nothing changes, you can move very efficiently and very fast. As soon as your balance changes, things can go wrong. So from here, this is where my balance is. Still there. No problem. Go. Okay, stop. This is why this is hard. Generally, people move top heavy or they move bottom heavy in normal life. People want to be bottom heavy or top heavy. Most people, top heavy. Karate, you need to be middle heavy. Everything happens through the middle. Nothing happens up there and nothing happens down there. Everything has to be through the middle. What I'm saying from a lot is you're trying to turn top heavy because you're doing what's natural to you, which is this. Get yourself around. Completely wrong, slow, no power. It's got to be through here. Takes you around in one piece, through the center, perfectly balanced. Do it again. Right, now when we charge forwards. So we're facing the back. Our left foot's front, hands there. Place, it's not a step, it's just a place. From there to there. To then charge there. Now, we want to use our right hip. We use our right hip. Exactly the reason why we use our right hip for cipher. It kind of restricts us from a big motion. Left hip causes a big motion. Right hip, small motion. Because we want to go from there to there. There's no wind up. This is your shoulders and arms. From there to there. That's all it is. Down step, right hip. Wrist straight, elbows to the center, Mickey's in good start. Right hip, go. Okay, next bit. So we've got to there. 1, 2, 3. Center, still the center, not over there again, straight through. So timing wise, you should have snapped into there and then it's smooth, pause. And 1, 2, 3, 4, straight out to the next bit. Because our left hand is going up, our left hand is going down. So from there, left goes down and goes on the outside. 1, left drops and goes on the outside. Under, block, back, snap. Right hand drops and goes on the outside. So you've got to get this right on which hand is where. From there, left hand drops, right hand goes inside. Block, snap. Right hand drops, left hand goes on the inside. Block, snap. Go, slow it down to make sure you're doing the correct hand in the correct spot. Go. You'll have a tendency to go one side over the other. Right, remember your eyes, guys. So obviously my eyes are straight. My eyes are straight. Then my eyes are this way, over top of my fingers. Then my eyes are straight forward. Then they're over top of my fingers. And then they're straight. Lotties are looking that way when you're doing the snap. It has to be that way. So what I want you to do is go from here, spin fast, controlled, pause, step fast, hips, and then fast, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. So if anything you think about with this kata, probably the biggest thing is because of the motions of this kata, it's very easy to have big, winding, leverage motions that are very slow and with no power. So everything to do with Shisoshin has to be snap, 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 snap. Everything to do with here. But a lot of you are still trying to be too top heavy and you end up flinging things and everything becomes so big. It has to be condensed and it has to be small, because by this time, when you get to this kata, your hips should be starting to be really good, which means they should be condensed into that little bit. In your own time, get to where we are. Go. So we have got to, front foot. 1, 2, left hand this time. Now, how I learned this, and it's becoming really handy for me, is to kill the spider. Kill the spider. So if you kind of don't drop into it, you'll step and you'll turn and all your balance will keep going. What I mean by kill the spider is that you drop down, which means when you turn, you're in a good position. You can use it as a cipher as well. So cipher, kill the spider, it's a snap, which means everything goes down. So we're facing the back, kill the spider, turn. Your left hand has to go inside. Your right hand goes outside. Chudan Uki position. Go down Bri position. Into that. 1, 2, 3. Make sure. Good step. Down and across. So if I do it this way, I'm going just a little bit across, which means I turn easily. A little bit across, kill the spider. Snap to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go fast and drop, then when you turn, you'll stop in the perfect position. Go. Okay. So key parts of Shisoshin. Wrist straight, hands straight, elbows in. There's still a lot of ears out like this. In with everything that you do. The end, exactly the same. Nothing changes. This bit, still that V. Tight hands, tight fingers. Tight hands, tight fingers. Elbows in. And everything down through the center. Because of these motions, there's Zenkutsudachi to Zenkutsudachi. It's so easy to go from side to side and go from knee to knee. Where it should be center to center. That's all it is. Not knee to knee. This is no good. Right, do it one more time, guys, and we're all done. Here we go. Shisoshin. No count.